Let's start the vlog. Welcome to the vlog. I have no friends. Anyway, so I'm back. He's back. We're filming like any normal people do. Ish, sort of. Not a lot of people do that. Anyway, so I'm doing a vlog video, whatever, and we're including my truck. Mine is a 2001, the Ford, and it is a Ranger. It is a black. It is a 4-wheel drive. It is it's mine. It's my truck. I got it back in December. I've made a few slight modifications, fixed it up a little bit, made it look better than it came in the dealership. I got it before I turned 16. I was 15 when I got this. It's got the tan interior. It's actually a nice truck, honestly. It runs really good. It freaking rides really good. It's a well-built truck. I love these things. Anyway, so interior-wise, like I said, tan. I have my customized, camo sheet, $8 Realtree camo sheet. It is an Edge, actually. Yeah, he was pointing at that. It's an Edge, but the people that last owned it painted the bed, so they covered the badge up. But yeah, it's an Edge. So as you can see, it is the 4.0 liter V6, putting out 210 horsepower and 240 foot-pounds of torque. It is a cast iron engine block with a cast aluminum heads. It has a 9.0 to 1 compression ratio, basic things like that. It's got a lot. It runs. It gets up and goes. Really, it's got 410 gears, so it's really torquey. It runs a little higher RPMs than an average vehicle. So it would pull pretty good. Got 152,211 miles on it. So basically, kind of just like broke in, honestly. Go here. I got like this, so console, whatever you want to call it, stuff in it. This is my pride and joy, honestly. Oh, did I mention it's 4-wheel drive? Yeah, right there's a switch for the 4-wheel drive. Not that I'm ever going to need 4-wheel drive that much, but it's always good to have something, especially if you don't need it. I put a new air filter on it. I changed the oil. I changed the transmission fluid. I changed the transfer case fluid. I've yet to flush the coolant, but I will flush the radiator sometime soon. I got an STP high airflow air filter. It's a little bit less restriction. Yeah, I'm going to be changing out these hydraulic chain tensioners. They go, one of them goes right there. I technically replaced it, but at the same time I didn't. It's down on the side of the engine block down there. And it, like I said, this is a single overhead cam, so it relies on 2 camshafts up above the engine, so you have to have timing chains run to them, and they need tension on them so they run properly. And these get old over time, and they tend to wear out. So I got to just replace those. It's got a nice stereo to it. You can adjust the bass, treble, and all that stuff. It's got ice-cold air conditioning. It takes a second for it to get cool, but that's like any other vehicle. But when it gets cooled down, it's freezing. It has a good heater. Let's see. Gas mileage. Even though it is a V6 Ranger, being it's a 4-wheel drive and having 410 gears, I'm lucky to get 17 miles a gallon with this thing. I'm averaging about 15. There's our coolant temperatures, or obviously fuel, oil pressure, and then the battery voltage just about to get warmed up. It's got a little bit of a weak battery, And I mentioned it's keyless entry. Luxury it's funded. So first thing is it's got these nice aluminum alloy wheels. They're a nice feature of this truck, and they got the nice chrome hubcaps. They're good looking wheels. These are a little dirty, they need cleaned up, but good looking wheels. These are really, really cool actually. And underneath the truck, suspension wise, it has the famous torsion bar suspension that means that there's no spring up like normal coil springs. It relies on this bar running into the front control arm, and that relies on twisting torsion to lift the front of this up and provide suspension. It's a really tough type of suspension. It's durable. You can adjust how high or low you sit, but based on just a bolt, and it's pretty cool actually. I plan to get rid of that ugly exhaust system. I'm going to gut those 2 big catalytic converters, but I'm going to leave the small ones on, and I'm going to gut the muffler, and I'm going to run a straight pipe with a Flowmaster on it, a Flowmaster 40 series, and I'm going to run a Y-pipe and duals out the back and give it a nice loud sound. Frame, it's just a C channel all the way back except for up the front where they box it, but that's just a truck thing. It's got these running boards here. I painted these. I painted a lot of things on this truck. I painted the frame, I painted everything. This specific differential on this truck, this is the well-known Ford 8.8 inch rear end. It's got, you know, it's just a solid rear axle. It's a, like I said, it has a 410 gear ratio, and you know, obviously deep inside of there, it's got, you know, it's a limited slip differential, which means, you know, for traction, for situations where you're in low traction, it's definitely better for things like off-road and just getting more traction, because like an open differential, basically whichever wheel will spin easier, it will make that wheel spin. So if I got one wheel on the ground and one wheel like in the air or kind of like on some ice, it's just gonna spin the one wheel and I'm not gonna move. Limited slip, it like forces the power to both of the wheels. So those are definitely an advantage to certain off-road situations. Front differential, different story. It's like any four-wheel drive, it's just an open front end, but that's normal stuff. It's just the back what's really important. And if you see, it is missing the spare tire. Some freaking idiot decided to cut the cable, and I don't have a spare tire anymore. But we went ahead and bought a full-size spare that's actually the same aluminum alloy rim with a BF Goodrich tire on it, and I have it just sitting up in the bed right now. And more plans for this truck, because we're out here at the suspension. I plan to put a small lift on it, probably 2 to 3 inches in the front, maybe 2 inches, maybe 3 in the back as well. Kind of level it out, lift it up a little more, put a little taller tire, like a 31 inch. And these shocks, as weird as these are, they have these springs on them. And this is like a coil-over kind of design. I don't really know why it's there, but I guess it just supports a little extra weight, adds a little more to the payload. In terms of the bed, it has a rugged liner, drop-in bed liner. You know, it's a thick plastic kind, which is good for durability, but the only thing is stuff slides all around it, so it's not exactly good for grip. I don't know what that's for. I got my own little decals on here. I bought these at the NASCAR race up in Dallas. This is a Built Ford Tough decal. Over on this side, we have a Ford emblem, Ford Performance camo sticker, and up here we have a Valvoline motor oil decal. In terms of what I've actually done to the truck, when I first got it, suspension was a little low in the front. It had damage all around it, honestly. This was all scratched up, not very much paint. The whole frame was obviously covered in dirt. It was no longer its original color. These were not. Everything was a little ugly, honestly. It was missing a fog light. These were really, really badly oxidated. So what I did was, first thing I did was I took a can of black semi-gloss spray paint, 2 or 3 cans of them, and I shook them up, you know, sat them in the sun. I just spray painted the front suspension. You can see everything under here is a black, and it looks a lot better than it did before. My dad helped me here. He helped me with this front bumper. He did something, he sanded it down and got some paint thinner on there, and we did that whole thing, got the D-rings and everything. I had those technically considered tow hooks, actually. And I put a new grill on it because there was a hole. That's the original grill that came with the truck. As you can see, it's ugly and old, and there's a big hole in it, and I took the Ford emblem off of it and transferred it over to this grill over here. And 33 inches from the ground of the fender well, and the back is 37. So I got under there with a 1/2 inch socket and cranked the torsion bars. In terms of what I keep inside the truck, just basic things. Let's go with the back here. As you can see, this is an extended cab. It's a 4-door. I have this handy dandy bag full of, I call it my roadside bag. We're gonna go ahead and pull that out and show what I got in here. So if I was in any kind of a situation on the side of the road where I needed my own help to fix or just do something basically something simple, I have this bag full of assorted tools to help me out. So I have this 20-volt Black & Decker rechargeable flashlight. I have a 3/8 drive socket and an extension, and the sockets are all in this little pouch up here in the front. I have a 12-volt Chrysler air compressor that I found in the woods, actually. This is 2 decently strong bungee cords. Here's a pair of vice grips. I got a pair of heavy-duty jumper cables in there, a DeWalt bit kit. I got zip ties, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers, this ratcheting screwdriver. This is the lug nut and extension for my wheels, and this is the breaker bar. That's actually a torque wrench that I modified to become a breaker bar. that I would use. It was just a torque wrench with the meter and the bar. Since it was bent and ruined, I just sawed off the main bar and got rid of everything, so it's just a breaker bar now. That's basically it for the bag alone. Anyway, so next, basic stuff that I keep in here, right here at least. This is just a basic canvas drawstring bag. This is a bike lock kind of thing. This is the charger for that flashlight. And here's just a mini little, here's the 12-foot tape measure. And then for here I have, let's see, this is just stuff. This is a 110-volt converter thing. This is a Bluetooth speaker. This is a transmitter to play music through the speakers and stuff like that. Napkins and a change dispenser. On the other side, let's start with the glove box. I have basically just two main things. I have this 1000 lumen LED flashlight, and I have this brand new can of Fix-A-Flat. Ow, crap, I poked myself. Here, let's see, I have a sun visor. Well, you need these. People don't understand why these are so important, because the sun's UV rays cook a car's dash. So you just, this shouldn't be in here. This is just parts. That's what I was talking about earlier. This is the thermostat that I'm going to replace, and then this is the other hydraulic chain tensioner. So we're gonna go put those aside. That shouldn't even be in here. Here's another canvas drawstring bag. This is a company bag of my dad's. This one's actually brand new. I'm gonna probably make a swimming pool out of the bed with this. Here, this is the standard jack and handles compartment that Rangers are known for having. You pop it open, and yes, it does have cup holders. You have your screw jack, you have your extensions, your tire iron. That's also as a weapon. And then this is actually an extra little bag I have in case I have nothing else, because this will always be in here with the jack. It's a flashlight, spare batteries, and a whistle in case it was nighttime and I needed to be seen. If it was something that bad. So I got that tucked away in there, so it's never gone. And I fold that back up. It just pops right on in there. You just align it and just lock it. Anyway, so I'm sure you people already know about these famous Ranger little jump seats. They're fold up. It's actually, I prefer this cab just because you have room behind your seats. You can lean it back or have it in a position you like, and you have a place to put things. You don't have that wall right behind your seat like a single cab truck. And if you have to have someone else ride with you, they don't have to be tiny. They may not be very comfortable, but if you're, I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm basically 6 foot, and sometimes I have to ride back here. If my dad and sister are riding, if I'm not driving, I would cram back here. And I wouldn't be, my head's not hitting the ceiling. I would just sit, averagely. It's not too bad. If you're not as tall, it's a little bit more comfortable, but they fold up. As you can see, with the seat reclined back to a pretty normal level. I'm not, it's not the most comfortable ride. It's kind of fun for me. Sometimes I like to, I don't do this really anymore, but I would sometimes open the window up, stick my hands out and stuff. And, but see, I have some headroom. I'm not like, like this or anything. So if someone might, I'm a little bit larger, so I fit pretty easily. So if you're any average or just any normal size, honestly, you're gonna fit if you have to ride. Some people may find it fun, some may not. I can't imagine anyone enjoying it though. Something else I actually forgot to show was this bag of water bottles down here. It is just literally a bag with 4 bottles of water. But you could call it emergency water. It's for any scenario. If I was per se, on some highway or something, I saw someone else that maybe was, kind of broke down or something and needs something to drink, I'd be like, here you go. Or if I was just, if I'm like far away from anywhere to drink, well, I got water with me. I always have that in here. So guys, I guess that finishes off this video. Just something that we decided to film, as we never film at all. So yeah, all the typical crap, like what you're not gonna do, subscribe, which you're probably not gonna do, but please do it anyway, and all that stuff. We need to get more views and stuff. So yeah, so that's the end of the video. Huh? Oh.